Welcome to Reimagining Star Wars. And if you haven't heard the news, it looks like Rosario Dawson's going to play Ahsoka in Mando Season 2. And we're here to talk about it. Santa, introduce yourself and you can talk about where it's being reported, and I'll walk down the line of all the places if you were.
Okay. Well, so I started seeing this blow up maybe an hour and a half ago. It showed up on a couple of YouTube things, and so the first thing I do when I see something show up on YouTube is I go and see if it's real. Before I watch a video, before I do anything, I go and see what's the likelihood this is actually happening. So I went and Googled Rosario Dawson and Ahsoka, and lo and behold, it's on every news website you can imagine. So it looks quite exciting, and just from some of the images that have been provided, I've got one up in this video here. It looks like a really good casting for Ahsoka. I'm pretty stoked about it.
Yes, I absolutely agree. I mean, I think at first it was reported on Slashwire, and they had two sources, but it hasn't been confirmed yet by Lucasfilm, but it's been picked up by IndieWire and a few others. So now it's starting to run in all the publications. So it's while I guess technically it still is considered rumor, I think it's probably going to be set and officially announced pretty soon.
Yeah, it's on every. I see it on everything. I've Collider has it. Most of the entertainment websites have it. It's pretty much everywhere. The only place I haven't seen it come from yet is StarWars.com, or
Right.
from a post from Dave Filoni himself. That's the only thing I haven't
Yeah.
seen yet.
No, I'd agree. I think there's like I said, it's starting to run on everything, and we know that Filoni is directing another episode in season 2. So a good chance that Ahsoka shows up there. We might find out some stuff out of Baby Yoda. Maybe that's where Baby Yoda is going to end up with. Who Baby Yoda is going to end up with? Maybe that might be a
Maybe.
prediction.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that's a good thought because, um, following the Empire Strikes Back, and the rise of the Return of the Jedi, we the number of Jedi out there. It's just Luke, right? And
Right.
leading up between the prequels and the original trilogy, there's only a handful that we know of in that timeline, and um, it's Ahsoka would be a perfect fit for somebody who's force sensitive to take another force sensitive child and start to introduce it to the force abilities and to keep it safe.
Right. No, I agree, and I think it's a good fit for her, and I think it's high likelihood that that's what occurs.
Yeah.
I almost be surprised if that's not what occurs.
Yeah. So, just for folks as a reminder, the Mandalorian Disney Plus series takes place approximately 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So we
Right.
know Luke is out there somewhere, and this is now absolute confirmation that Ahsoka is still out there. We knew before that was supposed to be the case, but this is the first post um, Return of the Jedi appearance that I'm aware of that's in canon. Do you know of any others?
No, I can't think of any. I mean, actually, will be anything post, post Rebels really that will have her. So we don't know when that period of time that it ended. I'm assuming at the last bit of the end of Rebels was after Return of the Jedi. So that would be the first place that we saw Ahsoka the White. So that means we're probably going to see Ahsoka or White again.
Yeah. I would think so, because the last time we saw her and Sabine, right, were going to maybe go find what happened to uh, Admiral uh, Thrawn
Thrawn and Ezra.
Right?
Right. I mean, but you have a Mandalorian and the Force user, and if there's one, you're going to have the other. I mean, I can't see that not occurring. So that really would mean we'd probably see a live action Sabine as well.
We can hope, because what we have here is the Darksaber, right? The Darksaber appeared at the very end of season 1, and there was a lot of speculation about how did Sabine lose it?
Right. Well, Sabine gave it to Bo-Katan, and so we know where it was. We don't know how the Moff ended up with how Moff Gideon ended up with it, other than to assume that he killed Bo-Katan.
Yeah. So Sabine's coming back with Ahsoka. That would be cool. I haven't seen anything about Sabine being cast though.
No, I haven't seen any of that though. I mean, it makes me wonder. I mean, we know that she was alive at the end of Rebels, and we know that Rebels picked up where it seems like it ended off and capped off was a pickup at the end of Return of the Jedi. Really, we don't know that for a fact, but it seemed like it because they were talking about peace and the Empire being destroyed. So that would mean that was likely after Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems to me like that's the path that they're taking it on, and that would make sense to me that this is where we're going with it. So, I mean, I can't see Sabine not coming back to get the Darksaber, and that not being part of what Ahsoka wants to do too. So, and ultimately, Ahsoka would probably take the Baby Yoda.
I would think so. It was going to be her or Luke, and I don't think Mark Hamill would be coming into the Mandalorian, although people would lose their minds if that happened.
Right. They have to really be.
I mean, that would just put the internet way off the edge. And Star Wars fandom.
Stan would play Luke, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it'd have to be a younger Mark Hamill or de-aged Mark Hamill, right? So
right.
It'd be tough
People
to pull that.
Suggested, but Sebastian Stan playing Luke, right? Because he does look kind of like him.
Yeah. Well,
a little more buff.
The other question, we've had is how old would Ahsoka be during the Mandalorian? So she was
about 40.
Well,
she 40 probably.
Yeah, it says she was 14 at the beginning of the Clone Wars, 17 by the end of the 3-year war, 19 years between episodes 3 and 4. So 19 and 17 is what, 26?
36.
And then
36.
Yeah. So yeah, she's going to be around 40
years, about 40.
Yeah.
40, 41.
Right.
Rosario Dawson, Rosario Dawson is 40 years old right now. So
it's a good cast. I think it's fantastic. I'm excited to see what we're going to get. And this is fantastic news for Star Wars fans. I know we mentioned earlier that I don't think it was at all an accident that this has leaked on the same day that the Clone Wars episode 5 of season 7 came out with Ahsoka's arc starting. And
no, I don't think it was either.
So we get a nice buzz this afternoon going into the evening about Ahsoka. uh, all things Ahsoka, and I actually like the casting of Rosario Dawson. I know that most people, um, there's one person that is Ahsoka. We've only had one actress uh, portray Ahsoka ever. Uh, Ashley Eckstein is Ahsoka. That they are one and the same. And so the only controversy we have here is that it's not Ashley being cast as Ahsoka. But if you look at the features and you look at Rosario, you look at Ahsoka next to each other, as I have on this page, I don't know how you could get much better.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that she's a good fit. I mean, I get we're all used to Ashley Eckstein's voice, but I mean, I remember Thor at one point saying it'd be cool if the actress came on and that the voice was actually Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah.
And I guess you could think it that way, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think having to keep it that way might actually. I mean, I don't know if I mean, I think we can be fine with different voices at different times. I mean,
I think so
voice
too.
actors all the time play the people that are on the movies. So
Well,
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Look how many actors have portrayed Anakin, right? So, I mean, there's a big difference between the voices of Anakin as well, and we've just kind of gotten used to it. Hayden Christensen isn't the definitive voice of Anakin in like the Clone Wars animated series. So I don't see that between what Anakin the actor that plays Anakin in the Clone Wars, and then Hayden in the live action doesn't throw people off. And I would think that having a different voice as Ahsoka in the live action shouldn't throw people off either.
No, I don't think it will. I think it'll be fine. I think people will enjoy it, and we'll get to finally see a live version of Ahsoka, and I think we'll see Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka from this point on, and I think that'll be really good.
I do too.
And I think that's a good point to end it. And so we look forward to hopefully hearing that this news is actual and not just a rumor. So
yeah.
I'm excited.
I was looking again. I mean, this is on every website out there. I see it on Collider. Newsweek has it. It's
official Newsweek has it.
It's on IGN. It's it's pretty much everywhere. I think it's all but done deal.
Yeah, I mean it's not confirmed, but I think the likelihood of it being confirmed is pretty high.
Variety, IGN, CNET, Collider, it just goes on and on. Vanity Fair. It's
if it's Vanity Fair, it's probably absolutely true. I mean, they have so much news on Star Wars; it's almost impossible that it's not true.
Yeah, and all of this is being, I think, within the last 2 hours. So
yeah,
it's very exciting. And remind us when we're expected to see Mandalorian season 2 start.
Well, this coming fall, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's in October this time, not November.
I'm pulling it up here. Season 2, they have October 2020 as our official release date.
So, I have a good memory. Haha.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So we look now. We're coming into the end of March. We've got another month of Clone Wars animated series, followed by so that gets into May, and then we have May to October where we don't have new Star Wars content coming on a weekly basis, I believe.
Right.
And
Yeah, man. I think we were supposed to get some stuff this year, but I think it's probably not going to happen. We're going to have some dead times.
I think
things
so.
have been extended.
Well, the good news is,
And that's fine.
yeah, the good news is that the Mandalorian season 2 wrapped up filming a few weeks ago. So I know a lot of movies are being, like the filming of the movies themselves is being interrupted by the lockdown that is going on. So a lot of the production on those movies can't complete. But here we've got the filming already done for The Mandalorian, and the work that has to be done can continue during the lockdown. So that's, you know, I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And editors work just fine from home. I mean, I know of a few editors that have been sent home to work on their stuff from their own.
Yeah, and if there's any voiceover,
type.
yeah, if there's any voiceover work that needs done, we know the Mandalorian, he's got the helmet on the whole time, so they can do that voiceover. If there's any reshoots like be done on that, that could be done remotely. It seems that
I'm pretty sure everything he does is voiceover. I'm pretty sure none of it is.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Saying it
right. I think that
while he's got the helmet on.
Yeah, I think the actor in the suit is not even the our guy. Yeah. So it's.
I think it really is him in the suit, but he's it's not. Whatever he says on the set is not what we're hearing.
Actually, I don't think it is.
In the moment.
From what I saw,
really? You don't think the body is?
No, Pedro Pascal has not been the guy in the suit for the bulk of it.
Really?
Yeah, that news came out last fall. That the guy who's been in the suit is a different guy.
Now I know that was true for the heavy Mandalorian that was Abisla. You know, he was the one that fought Pedro Pascal or fought the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Now I know that, you know, because that was voiced by John Favreau, but played by another actor.
No, so the actors who've been in the suit, except for the one where the helmet came off and you actually could see Pedro there, the actors in the suit have been Brendan Wayne, which is John Wayne's grandson, which is awesome because that Western walk is just great. So Brendan Wayne has been the one guy, and the other guy that's on the credits is Lateef Crowder. And I don't know who Lateef Crowder is, but the grandson of John Wayne has been the guy in the suit for at least part of them.
Wow, that's really I never knew that. That's really awesome. I guess they're trying to go for that John Wayne look for his countenance, I guess.
It's fantastic. I mean, how can you not love that? So, yeah. So I'm just super excited about the news. It's a good way to end a Friday, get some Star Wars news to carry us through the weekend, and wait for the next episode of the Clone Wars Season 7 come out next Friday. We'll talk to everybody again then.
Yep, and that's exciting. I can't wait. Hopefully we have some more good news. I mean, I think news is going to start piling out maybe. Yeah. I mean, we need some good news during this downtime. So.
Yeah, agreed. All right.
All right. Well, with that, thank you all for coming. May the Force be with you. See you next time.